All right, call Allah Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Rakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone of Ruel. I am not a member of Great Millstone. However, I've entered into the labors, peace, mercy, and blessings to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. Back at you with another quick one. There's something that popped in my head because of something I saw. uh, and it was a one of these comedic niggas. They had the Eye of Horus on their hat or whatever. And the first thing he said was, our people, we need to see. At first he was making sense about the vibration of the earth changing, and in my head I'm thinking, the truth is going out. That's why the vibration of the earth is changing. All right, it's getting ready to be destroyed because people are hearing, and the ones that hear, some forbear and some turn. And that is why, the Lord is making his move. And all we're waiting on is, he saw Edom to make their move so that way he can checkmate him finally. And he was saying, stop taking these. Excuse me. Oh, so sorry. He said, stop taking these, these medicines that are killing you and go to the herbs. And I was like, yeah, okay. And he was like, well, I don't believe in no damn sky daddy or whatever. But I was like, okay. and that's what brought to my attention, and I quickly put it in my notes that Jake's idea of salvation it is or are always by carnal means, right? And if you could save yourself, then we would have been done that already. How many niggas forget about all the different movements that they had when folks started to rise up, when our people started to rise up. Northern and Southern Kingdom had their little gangs or whatever, or their own little cliques, and they were infiltrated. Right? There's always a way that this devil can get in and dismantle, because Yahweh Bashim Yashai is allowing that. He allowed it because he's going to save his people by his hand. And I got a couple of scriptures on that and on being carnal and having faith. So we'll go to those. So the first one is Exodus 7:4. Take that night mode off. So straight to the point. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth mine armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments, right? The judgments that he brought. He brought the plagues, right? He hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he's going to harden modern day Pharaoh's heart. That's why our people are begging to be loved and marching for peace and marching for civil rights, while everyone else joins our struggle and then gets up above us and then leaves us in the dust. Why? Because you are going to be a byword and a proverb among the nations. That's a part of the curses that are currently coming off of us. But, they're going to, it's still got the remnant of the curses lingering here, because, that's what the Lord put on us. That's how it has to go. This is how the story is written. This is how it's going to be. Romans 1:16 and 17, right in the precept of Hebrews 10:38. So let's go straight to the point. Get Romans, the first chapter, which I love the book of Romans, and a lot of it has to do with carnality. And the irony of today's Rome with our people being so carnal. The book of Romans is just super fitting, and it is to Israelites that were living in Rome, right? These Greeks, and now you have our modern day Greeks who don't know they're Israelites, and they are the most carnal people you will ever meet. Next to the king of carnality, which is Esau, Edom, their daddy. Romans 1:16. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Hamashiach, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to Jew first and also the Greek, right? And when you go to also the Greek, because Christians love to use that is the modern day Greek. That is the, I said modern day Greek, but what I mean is those were Israelites who called themselves Greek, right? Because in the Apocrypha, they talk about the Greek captivity, and our people were not allowed to call themselves who they were. They were not allowed to practice their customs, which cut them off from being a people. And after you have generation of being not allowed to do something, you call yourself up by that nation because you think you are that nation. Hence what happened to us right now. And that is why you have your modern day quote unquote Greeks. These niggas that live by this system, they are 100% Babylonian. They are carnal. They they are Christians and they believe in white Jesus, and they've eaten of that bread. They've drinking of that wine, and some of them hear the truth, and they get hung up because they have an effeminate female spirit on them. When they do hear the truth, they're gonna hear something that they don't like, and they're gonna be offended in it, whether it's getting on the woman or that they're special and that their master it can't be saved, that they're going to rule over their masters, they're going to rule over their oppressors. They don't want that. So be it. But somebody has to be in the story to be the rebellious ones, to be the ones that hear and forbear, to be the ones that to be of the 2/3 that be destroyed. And a precept to that on faith, Hebrews 10:38. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. So they hear it and they might have faith in the beginning, they might believe in the beginning, but they draw back because they get offended or they get a spirit on them that they don't pray off. They're too mentally weak, because Jake will be outwardly strong but have no mental fortitude. And that is one of the beautiful aspects of this truth, is that your mental fortitude, your mental game is stepped up by leaps and bounds, right? You shadow box day in and day out, and your mental game is stepped up. And each little test you get gets a little harder and a little harder. But your basic means is prayer. If you need to fast, fast, and you fight those demons that are put on you, because that is just a part of this truth. Nothing about this is supposed to be easy, but there's also a comfort in this. And that's what niggas don't understand. All right, Isaiah. No, wait. We're going to get Galatians 2:20 because we're gonna stick on faith for a second. No, that's Apocrypha. Galatians 2:20, straight to the point. I am crucified with Hamashiach. Nevertheless, I live, yet not I, but Hamashiach liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of Yahweh, who loved me and gave himself for me. I want to read that. All right. My old self, this is in the NLT in 2:20, Galatians, my old self had been crucified with Hamashiach. All right. And that is that new man that you put on. And that is when your battle begins. And then your mental fortitude, your mental game, your spiritual game. All right. Everything upgrades. Because you may not have that new physical body, but you're being prepped. And you get that preparation by rehearsing the righteous acts that are in this book. Turning and seeking the old paths. And by seeking the old paths, you become a new man. And it's just a wonderful and beautiful way to turn away and get out of Babylon spiritually and show Yahweh Bashim outside, hey, look, I'm ready. I'm here. I believe. And you show that and you get strengthened. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. My old self has been crucified with Hamashiach. It is no longer I who live, but Hamashiach lives in me. So I live in the earth, in this earthly body, but trusting in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. I do not treat the grace of God, as meaningless. For if keeping the law could make us right with God, then there was no need for Hamashiach to die. So there is your balance. The law cannot save you, but it shows your faith, because that is how you show love. You show love through fear and obedience to the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And if you didn't fear him, you would just say what Christians say. Well, Jesus, not my God. I love my Jesus, and he loves everybody, no matter what. It's a faithless, foolish, dumb nigga doctrine. Where we at? Isaiah 31:3. Because this is for our people who trust in Egypt, in a modern day Pharaoh. Straight to the point. For now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses, and that horse represents their power. All right, if flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. You going down with your daddy. I want to let's give this. I want to see what it say. Is it 31-3? Did I want? Yeah. I'm gonna read that in NLT. What they say. For these Egyptians are mere humans, not God. Their horses are puny flesh, not mighty spirits. When Yahweh raise his fist against them, those who help will stumble, and those being helped will fall. They will all fall down and die together. It's a fitting end, it's a pretty fitting end. 1 John 4:4. How far did I go? There we go. All right, and I want to go to 6. All right, ye are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world, right? Because a carnal mind is enmity with Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And we just read previously that Hamashiach, like what Paul was saying, that Yahushai lives in us because we trust in him, and his sacrifice is would have been made null and void for those who boast in the law. Now, that doesn't mean that the law is done away with, but, that is how you show your love and obedience. But accepting Yahweh Shai and walking in the Spirit, right, you're going to be on that good ground. You'll be okay. The Spirit is going to guide you in the way that you should go. And that is why I put this other one down with 1 John 4:4, that he that is greater in you is than he that is in the world. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. Right? But we are of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. He that knoweth God heareth us, and he that is not of God heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Right? And there is your discernment. So Yahushai died for us, and then he footed the bill, being that perfect sacrifice, because we failed our end of the contract. And therefore we walk in the way Yahushua walked, because he was perfect in the law. And we trust and believe that we go through him, because that is the way back to the Father. We love and we worship him. He is our Savior. He will be back to rescue the remnant and destroy this place, or the world, or this age as we know it. Why? Because Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So he's coming back to redeem the promise that Yahweh gave to him, and in turn redeem that promise that Yahweh gave to Abraham, passed on down to Isaac, passed on down to Jacob. Beautiful end, but we're in for a hell of a ride that's coming pretty soon. All right, and go down to 17 too. Herein is our love made perfect, and this is 1 John 4:17, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment, because as he is, so are we in this world. And I think that's going to read really well. It's going to pack a nice little punch. In the NLT, let me go to 17. As we live in God, our love grows more perfect, so we will not be afraid on the day of judgment, but we can face him with confidence, because we live like Yahushai here in this earth, which is what we were supposed to do, or are supposed to do. Yahushua was perfect in the law, and he told, and you can read his works, you can read his miracles, you can read what he said we should and shouldn't do all throughout the New Testament. And all he did was fulfill the law, right? He didn't abolish it. And and most of the Old Testament you can read, he could say, as it is written, as it is written. And as he was born perfect in the law. So again, the law cannot save you, but it is a it is a perfect way to express your love. Because people always say you just gotta love, but how? And the law is how you show your love. If you were obedient to the law, you wouldn't have sex with your brother's wife. You wouldn't feed him with foods that are abominable. You wouldn't do the things that these heathen do to you because they don't love you. And I know that hurts some of these niggas because they just want people to love them. Not gonna happen. Not on this side. Romans 7 and 14. And I believe the point has been made with this one. We can actually end it there. If you want to go and read 8 and 7, carnality, the carnal mind is enmity. I already quoted that earlier, but we're going to go to Romans 7 and 14. Back to the book of Romans. God dog. And actually, let's read it. I bet it's going to read a little different right here. Let's get in the NLT. And boom. So the trouble is not with the law, for it is spiritual and good. The trouble is with me, for I am all too human, a slave to sin. All right. Let's keep going. I don't really understand myself, for what I want to do is right, but I don't do it. Instead, I do what I hate. But if I know what I am doing is wrong, this shows that I agree the law is good. So I am not the one doing the wrong. It is sin living in me that does it. But a Christian can turn this and be like, it ain't me, it's sin, right? But you're a vessel, and when you live in sin, that vessel is polluted. But if you fight that and keep praying, and if you fall and get back up, that is how you unpollute yourself, I guess. How you cleanse yourself, all right? So with that being said, I pray that you were edified. Shalom.